You know what? I will actually hang out for a bit. Because none of the remaining roulettes are going to be finished in 11 minutes. Well, Guildhest maybe, but for that one, it's more the queue that's the problem, I think. Let me hop on Miner here and head over to where the Illumin spawns, which is not in that direction. It's actually in this direction. I'm gonna just sit here and chill for a bit so I can get that Torali Illumin. And then I can make the replacement leather. And then see if I can't make the other pieces of gear, of gathering gear. I'm looking for this. Yeah, because it's the shoes and the gloves that I still need. I made the headpiece, the chest piece, and the pants. I've got enough of the Gargantua leather. And I've got enough of the ether sand and the condensed solution and the nanofibers. I just need to make the leather, and then I can make the pieces. And then we'll be good to go. I gotta say, making the optical nanofiber was actually kind of annoying. Simply because I had to shift my macro around a little bit for it. Because I was using the macro that I used for the regular 35 durability ones from the previous patch. And normally what they do for newer 35 durability macro, for 35 durability crafts, is they increase the difficulty and quality slightly. Okay. They didn't do that with the optical nanofibers or the, what was the other one? The Alexandrian plate, I believe is the other one. Yeah, the Alexandrian plate. They didn't do that with this stuff. Instead, what they did... I can craft these ingots too while I'm doing this. Instead, what they did, if you look here, we've got the quality is at 12k, the difficulty is at 4.1k. For these, the quality went up, 12.8k now. The difficulty went down. This, ironically enough, actually makes the craft a little bit harder. Well, actually, no. Let me rephrase that. It doesn't make it harder. It makes it a little bit more irritating, because normally what I like to do is I like to get the progress up to almost finish the craft and then do the quality for most of my macros. Not all of them are like that. Some of them are the other way around, but the 35 durability one that I was using did do that. It brought the progress up. And now we got ads, unfortunately, so I'll have to pause on that little explanation. Silly, silly ads. For those that aren't seeing the ads, basically I had to redo my macro, so I didn't do the progress up front, because if I did the progress up front, then I was going to finish the craft and I wouldn't be able to get it in high quality. It was very silly, very annoying. Of course, now that I think about it, I don't know if redoing that craft... Oh. It won't let me practice unless I'm on Leatherworker. Probably also won't let me practice unless I'm actually in a spot where I can craft. Let me see. I won't be able to finish this properly because I don't have my Runic Stake. But I can at least get an idea. Okay, ads are done. We're back. I'm doing a trial synthesis on this leather right now because I want to see if the macro that I've adjusted works for this. And of course, not enough CP. Okay. So it should work just fine for this. Which is good. But yeah, my previous craft was actually finishing the nanofibers and shit before the quality phase of the macro actually started. So I ended up with 2 of them that were in normal quality before I fixed it. And that, of course, was one of the things that led to me screwing up one of the boots, so it was a whole thing. At the very least, the only thing I will be missing will be the tools, which is just fine with me, because there's a solid chance that the tools are going to be replaced anyway with relic tools when they get released. At least I'm hoping. We'll see how well that goes. But for right now, I need to gather this Illumin, which the node is coming up in just under 3 minutes. So don't have long to wait. And then I can make the leather real quick, or I can save that for later. I can actually save that for later for when I'm doing Island Sanctuary stuff. Because after roulettes, I want to do Island Sanctuary stuff, make sure that's all set. And then the rest of then I'll do the Christmas event, and then go kill Fates. Because I am ridiculously far behind in getting all of my Fates done. Been occupied with other things. Granted, the occupation with other things was entirely my choice, my fault. So it's not like it was something beyond my control. No, it's entirely my fault. But it does mean that I need to get back on track with that stuff. Which, I mean, even though I've been off track with it, like, I've still got a decent start going. Still got 141 of those. This can get thrown in. That can be discarded. Those can be discarded. I'll need to get extra ether sands at some point. Come on, node, spawn already. I got roulettes to do. Oh, there it is. I don't know exactly how many I need. I'm just gonna do my usual rotation for this. Give me all the illumin. I'll sort it out later how much I gathered. Okay, and now I can remove this. And now I can swap over to that real quick. Let's see. MSQ, leveling, high level, and expert. Let's go with expert. We'll go back up to the top here. Swap over to warrior. Oh, and I may as well go ahead and head over to my island sanctuary now, since I know that's where I'm going to end up. Take me to the island. I need to get more gatherer materia before I start buying the gatherer materia that's here, because I'm going for mid-tier melds, because mid-tier melds are all I really need for my use case for crafting. So I don't need to go full best in slot for crafters and gatherers. I just do basic stuff. Which, that actually reminds me of something that kind of annoys me about the Teamcraft page. Like, first and foremost, Teamcraft, you guys do a fantastic job. You've got an amazing website. You've got some fantastic resources for the crafting community. But you gotta stop telling people that best in slot for crafters and gatherers doesn't exist, because it absolutely does. They've got this entire write-up. The very first paragraph on their melding page is headlined with, "Why isn't there a best in slot?" And it goes on to this entire description of, well, there isn't a best in slot because it all depends on what your use case is. You know, if you're not, what you're going to be using it for. If you want to just craft basic stuff, then it's not really necessary to go all out. If you want to do expert crafts, then, well, you got to go out. Okay, let me explain something to you. If you are gearing up for the top tier crafts, the expert crafts, if that is what you are shooting for, that is the best possible gear that you can have for your crafters and gatherers. That's best in slot. That's what that means. Best in slot literally just means you have the best possible gear for your class. That's it. If you are aiming for doing the hardest possible content, the gear that you need for that content is your best in slot. The fact that there are lower tiers of gear sets does not invalidate this fact. Reading that every time I go to the meld sets that they've got listed there, it always kind of annoys me whenever I see it, because it makes it makes it feel to me like they're trying to make crafting and gathering sound more complex than it actually is. And that always gets on my nerves because it's things like that that make people not want to craft. That and just, you know, finding the stuff boring in general, but that's a whole other issue. If you find it boring, then you're not even gonna make it to looking at the meld lists, the meld sets, to see what which set you want to use is. Me, I like the mid-tier set, because that's all I need. But I know a couple of people that like doing the high-end set, and like the high-end set, there are reasonable arguments to be made for why the high-end set is really good. Namely, it's the ability to do high-end crafts without need for high-quality ingredients, without the need for high-quality materials, without the need for food, without the need for potion, that sort of thing. I don't bother with it because I only ever use it to make my food and potions for raid, and if the only thing that I have to do is put in just a tiny bit of extra effort when crafting my stuff, or in exchange for melds that are significantly easier and cheaper to get, I'm gonna go ahead and just get the cheaper melds. Oh, I didn't see that other one there. Oh well. Now, the one exception that I make for that particular rule is the exception I'll make when the last crafting set comes out, which should be 7.4. When the set for 7.4 comes out, then I'll go ahead and go for the high tier melds. And the reason for that is because going for high tier melds on the final set of an expansion sets you up to craft everything you need very easily for the start of the next expansion. Now, I could probably do that with mid-tier melds as well, but the other thing is that, like, the time between when the last crafter set comes out and the next expansion comes out is it's a wider time gap than any other sets that get released for crafters and gatherers. And it's a case of, well, this is the set that I'm going to be spending the most time with. This is the set that I need to make sure is loaded up and ready to go. I think he's mostly centered. Not 100% sure. And yeah, it looks like he was, because he didn't budge. Or at least I didn't see him move. By the way, neat trick you can do if you ever have trouble with the direction that you want to go in with this. If you tap your, if you just tap the button, it slows it down a lot and makes it a lot easier to be a bit more precise with the direction you want to go. Oh, he wants to use LB on this. Okay. Okay. I can't really say I blame him, because most casters don't want to use it at all. Oh, and the healer got wrecked. Wait, is one of these casting? No, that's Ring of Casting. Okay. Yes, give me all of the gear. Damn it, I didn't get those. Did the healer finally catch up? Oh yeah, they did. Cool. It was really funny. I was doing this with friends the other day, and the healer died, and we were moving right along, footloose and fancy-free, and my one friend actually speaks up and says, "Our healer still isn't here yet." It wasn't this dungeon. I think it was ah, shit, which one was it? I want to say it was Manus, Lapis Manalus, or whatever it was. The one where you fight Cagnazo. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Lapis Manalus. Why did you drop... Oh, you Shikuchi'd. Okay, that's what it was. I was very concerned about that ninja for a second there. And anyway, No, the healer dies, and I guess doesn't take the shortcut back. So it takes a while for them to actually catch up to us. And Buddy's just like, hey, our healer's still not here yet. And my immediate reaction is, healers are a crutch. Because it's true, they are. I'm on warrior. I don't need a healer. I am the healer. Nicholas aiming. Let's go. Use that just in case they overlap each other, because people often do. That's the reason why I like using Shake there, because I've seen a lot of groups where they'll get locked into a particular area with those AoEs, and they won't move in time or won't realize that there is time to move, and they'll end up Venn diagramming and overlapping each other a bunch. So I just pop shake there just to give people a little bit of extra shield to go with that. Okay, I'm gonna do my gamer strats here. I don't know if I can save you, dude. I guess the ninja just wanted to suicide real quick. Okay. Okay, I got a nice bunch of stuff. Ooh, and 2 player comps, nice. Let's see how many things I get. That's 1. Okay, how about you? Damn it. How about you? Yeah! Condensed solution, let's go. How about you? Damn. How about you? Damn. You? Damn. This one's gotta be condensed solution, right? Yeah, condensed solution. Let's go. Okay, let's do some high-level dungeons. So, high-level dungeons, crafts, Island Sanctuary Gathering, couple of odds and ends, getting some, stashing some stuff away, stashing some materials, and dropping off some stuff at the Immortal Flames for seals, and then fate killing time. I like this plan. This is a good plan. It is definitely one of